Hello, welcome to Lori's DIY Life. This is Lori. I'm going to do a quick haul video and then we're going to do a quick card. And I have to say this is my second time making this video and I have no one or nothing to blame but myself. I did the video, I looked over, at some time I must have hit the stop record button, and so no video. So here we go for the second time. Okay, first, I know this paused first, but I want to show this first. I got the Tonic magazine, and I got it from Tonic, so it's the one that contains the extra dye. If you don't buy it from Tonic, you have to be very careful and make sure that on the front it says contains an extra dye. This is the extra dye, and it's a large wreath, changing seasons wreath dye. Now that's what you get if you get it from Tonic. If you get it somewhere else, like I said, you have to be real careful and check and make sure. Otherwise, this is the die set you're gonna get, and there's a die. It's the wreath still, but it's a lot smaller. There's also a wreath stencil in here and some stamps. Okay, now when you get the magazines, and this box comes inside the other box, but if you don't get the one that says free dye, see this one? This is the one you can get at other places or whatever, and it doesn't say free dye, and that's where you get the small dye. And then you get the magazine, and there's some great ideas in here. This is not showing really the ideas so much. Here are some great ideas. But you also get paper, and I just want to do this real quick, so I'm just going to kind of flick through. I don't know, the light looks pretty bad in here right now. Maybe I can fix that. But since I just want to do this quickly and show you, we will be doing a video with these. A wreath is always nice. Let's see if I can fix. Ooh, that's much better. Much better. Okay, and then I got my Crafters Companion. And I said in the other video, most likely my last order through Crafters Companion, at least for a while. Just because I have had the hardest time getting everything I order, and then when it's not in there, they say they're going to credit me, and then the credit never comes on my account, and I have to contact them again, and it's just a whole thing. And I love Crafters Companion. I love their bundles. I love their deals they give us. But what good is buying the bundle when you get the bundle and not everything's in it? You know what I mean? And then what they take off isn't that much because, well, you know, you got such a good deal, and you know, the stuff that they kind of make out like you're getting for free or not, it's in the price, and they reduce the price of others. And so I just I don't know if I can stay away from ordering from Crafters Companion, but yeah, I just kind of feel like I need a little break from them. So let's see if I can get this a little better. Oh, also with my Tonic order, ooh, I got the drop bundle that was on sale. Now, I did some drops for the other video, and I'll show you to them dry, but I had to redo them because I wanted to know that I'm telling you the right colors for the right drops. So this first drop, this one here, is a jewel drop, and it's a translucent. It dries translucent. What is the color though? Steel blue. Okay. This next one is a glitter drop. It's so pretty. And the color is Sunlit Meadow. This next one is also very pretty. Pull it up. It is a crystal drop. And the color is Wedgwood Blue. Then we have a green crystal drop. And the color is Bottle Green. And then this one is a stone drop. And this is my first bottle of stone drop, and I didn't even realize they had it. And where's the color? Belgium Bluestone. And then we got, last but not least, our vintage drop in, I guess if I turned it right side up it would be easier to read. Worn Navy. Now, the other side, the drops are dry. So there's the one that's translucent. Very pretty. I don't know if that's the stone or if that's the stone. I bet that's the stone. This is the green glitter. And I believe they were the tropical bundle. You can see how round and nice they turn out. Okay, so remember with these 24 hours completely to dry and set if you don't want it smushed. Alright, I'm going to move these out of the way a little bit. Now from Crafters Companion, I got my free clean up tidy tray. It actually came. I actually got my full complete order this time. So wouldn't you know, I feel like I'm fed up, and of course I get my full complete order. And I got the tricolor aqua markers. And so that's what we're going to use for the card that we're going to do today. And look what else I got. My turntable. I did get my turntable. And for coloring, and I'm excited about that because I love to color. So I'm hoping you'll be able to see everything. Okay, so for the card, I have gotten, put my markers over here on the side in the wallet. The wallet came with the set. I've got water here. I've got brushes. Do you want to see the card that I did make? We're going to do it a little different this time. Where's the card that I did make? There's the one I made last night. I used a violet card blank. This time we're going to use a regular white Crafters Companion card blank. I did a watercolor background paper, and I was not impressed with how these markers performed for that. You can't, I had to get the paper extremely wet, put the marker on it, hold it there, and I still ended up swooshing it with the brush and everything. And then I used the quick dry inks on this to see how they worked with watercolor. And so what I'm going to tell you is I love the quick dry inks. They're wonderful. They make a beautiful image. You know, it's all good, but they work with alcohol. I've heard them say that if you leave it and let it dry, that it will not bleed, that the color won't move after so long because it dries and it's set. Not so. If you have enough water, look at the hair. That ink and the wings. So then I'm doing her face, and I gotta be very careful not to touch the lines. And you could see, if you can see close enough, maybe you can't see. Some of it did get in there. I did sort of kind of not really like the way it turned out. It sort of has a vintagey look to it because of the way it's watercolored and stuff, but at the same time it's you know, too much. So I decided this time I'm just going to mat it with paper, and I did a big mat on this. So these are 6 by 6. My mat is 5.5 by 5.5. I don't know why I decided to do a bigger mat, but I just kind of decided that I felt like doing a bigger mat on it. And then I matted this more kind of for the size of the stamp, and I believe it's just a touch over 5. And you can see there's more taken off the sides than the top and the bottom. I don't mind that. If you do, if you want to even all the way around, you can do that. Okay. Now, so this time for the ink, and I don't even know if these inks work, and I don't know why I'm taking a chance. I do have some water resist ink from Crafters Companion, but I just wanted to try other options a little bit. So I have these Nuvo hybrid fast drying all surface. I don't know. We're going to find out if this is water resistant. If not, another card shot, right? But that's okay. Alright, so I want to do her in red, I believe, like I did the other one. I liked the red very well, and I want to make sure I have that same. Now, I don't know if you just heard me go, but every time I go to pull these markers out of this wallet, it comes apart. So just so you're aware of that. Okay, this is the crimson red, which is the color I used on the other one, and I really like that color. So that's the color I'm going to stick with, and I'll put that color down here. And I'm going to get a small brush. Oh, what happened to the one that... Okay, make sure it's wet. It still had the cover on it. That's why I went, ooh. You don't really want it too wet. So I'm going to take and pick up some color, and I'm going to outline it where I'm going to want it to be darker. So on the folds, and I pick up a little bit more. So under here, you know, wherever you're going to have shadow, and you want it to be darker. And at some point, I will have to go in, probably, and pick up more water. If I don't have to, that's okay too. Because what I'm going to do now, maybe that whole one needs to be darker. I hope you can see. I'm trying to hold the brush farther away so you can see it well. Now I'm going to take and take a little bit. It's going to be a little bit wetter this time. And now I'm just going to pull that color out. And just fill it in. I hope I'm not blocking you. Now when you do it this way, so you're gonna get, your paper's not gonna warp as much and stuff because you don't have as much water on it. And there we go. And you can kind of try to blend a little bit better if you feel like you need to. I like to see a good blend. I don't want to see. So there's that. Now we're going to do her little top vest thing, and I'm just going to do it the same way. And in the picture, oh, I don't see it anywhere. It shows most of the shadow right around here. So I'm just going to, it goes on the sleeve line and then over here. So that's where I'm going to put the color on the thickest. And then probably this little tiny sliver over here would be darker also. Now I'm going to pick up more water. I'm going to kind of dab it off. And pull it out. And you can see probably that it's not a real good blend here. So what I need to do, let me just keep going over and pulling more color. And sometimes you just need to add more water, and your brush needs to be wetter so that it'll pull it more and give you more of that watercolor effect. And that is taking care of that. Okay. The only thing really left now, and I'm just going to leave this the way it is her little stripes in her socks. And with these, I'm just going to fill them in. I'm not going to try to blend. Okay. Now I also want to do the poinsettia in her hair. And I still don't know if I'm saying that right. And I'm going to want the darker around here. And you don't have to have it perfect. It's watercolor. Okay. I hope everybody can see okay. I'm really trying to keep my hand back away. I'm going to hit these lines and the flowers, because we're going to want those to be darker also. Okay, and that middle. And now I'm going to take the water. Not too much, it's a small flower. And I want the middle to be darker. So I'm going to pull into there first. And then probably I'm going to re-wet it now. And pull it out. But I'm just going to lightly pull it out. Because like I said, I don't want the ends as dark. Okay. So there's that. Now that looks alright, but I'm not happy. I want a little bit darker on the insides of this. To me, there's not enough shading in here, so I'm just gonna take this straight and come in and just add a little bit more color, and I'm a lot happier with that. Okay. Now, another thing to remember about watercolors, generally, they dry lighter. You know, when they're wet, they're gonna look a little more brighter, but they will dry lighter. They will dry lighter. Okay, for her hair, I believe I used, or maybe it was this one. See? As soon as I pulled on it, come right out. So be very careful. That says burgundy, tan, sepia. I'm going to use a tan, probably for her skin tone, or one of these. Chestnut. Chestnut, I think, is going to be a lighter color. Oh, the desert might be good for her skin. Oh no, that says topaz. I have a feeling that's on wrong. Well, I gotta figure out what colors I'm gonna use. Let's try this sepia for her hair. Ooh, that's kind of real dark, isn't it? Well, that's okay. Let's give it a shot anyways. Okay. I'm thinking it's dark. I'm gonna make sure there's water still. And I'm gonna pick up some of the color and put it in. And I'm just gonna do strands here and there. And wherever I think it's gonna be light, I'm gonna wait. And that's where I'm gonna pull to. So I'll put the dark around them. This is one thing that I kind of struggle with watercolors. I do okay with other kinds of paintings with the hair, or forms of coloring, I guess. Something about the watercolors. We'll see what happens here. Okay, so now I'm going to add some water. I'm going to take some of the water off, and I'm just going to try to pull in, but I want some sun reflecting on her hair. So I don't want to pull too much in, like especially at the top where you would see more sun hitting it. More water. Just kind of tap the excess off with my hand. You know, it is not like doing the glue with your hand. Completely different. There's no yucky feel, just water. And like I said, for some reason, I don't know why, but I have a little bit of problems with the hair. Just doesn't seem to want to turn out so well for me with the watercolors. I wonder if I can give up Crafters Companion lately. I haven't really had time to even watch the Crafters TV because I've been working so much. I'm not seeing the ink bleed in to this. So right now I'm kinda happy I didn't get this around her ear. Kinda missed that spot around her ear. Okay, there's her hair. Not too much here, maybe, but her hair's up, and usually when the hair's up, it's dark over here, real light through there. I don't know. Alright. Now, her skin. I think I'm gonna do this. So it's between, we got Golden Sunset, we could try to make a peach. I think I'm gonna do this color here. I thought this was chestnut. It says topaz. Well, let's give it a shot. Okay, that might work. Now, because I want to go really light, because it is skin, you can add more water to this than you normally would. That will lighten the color. And I'm gonna just gingerly put it in here. You see, that's so kind of darker than I wanted it to be. But let's just put it around the dark spots. And then we'll just use water and bring it in because it is a lot darker than I wanted. Bring it down. Bringing it down. Pull that color. That ear, but see, it's pretty dark right there. Okay. What do you think? Okay. Still a little bit dark right there. Does this work here? Nope. Now gotta pull more. I'm gonna put quite a bit of water in here and then tap some off. And I'm gonna come in the arms and it's still darker than I want it to be, so I'm still going to pull from that with just water. And that'll lighten it. It's not quite light enough. It's kind of darker than I want it to be, just a touch of color because it's skin tone. I dripped some water. But then also, you know, she's got the darker hair, so her complexion can be a little darker. Pull some of that color off. That's how I wanted it. The way those legs turned out, just seeing those legs turned out a perfect skin color. So I just hadn't added enough water. And I'm not seeing the color from the ink bleed in, and it's looking a lot cleaner than the other one. See the nice skin color on the legs. Alright, oh, I missed a little spot. This little ruffle here. And I think that's the red. Yep, that's the red. So it might be pretty light. But that's okay. Now the wings. These wings, like I said, I ended up with bleeding from the ink. So then I had, ooh, I'm missing a color. Oh, there it is. So I had to go ahead and fill in because nobody wants a little fairy with black wings, right? I wanted the blue. Okay, so I'm going to be very careful pulling it out. Okay, so I pulled from here and pushed, and it didn't come apart. I'm going to try. Oh, aquamarine. And we're going to scoot it a little bit. So that I'm not going to put this aquamarine on the other colors. Okay. And I'm going to get my brush. And I'm going to, I didn't really tap off a lot of water. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I've wet this down now a little bit. Now I'm going to go in, tap off water, not a lot, and just pick up a touch of the color. Okay, let's see if, see, I should just be able to turn this like that. See, you can clip it on and just turn it. And I'm just going to lightly go over the lines so that it gives it color. But it still looks like they could be translucent. So a little color. Now another way to do this is, of course, to pull. But if you pull from a color that's already light and watered down, I don't know, to me it works better. And I'm not going to do like all the shadows. rainbows and stuff over here because they're translucent, right? I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it does to me. So I'm just outlining the wings, like where you would see just some color. And I'm trying to do a super thin line, and I might have been better off coming in with an even thinner paintbrush. Let's see what you think. Now I could come in with water, and I will keep it quite a bit of water, and I could just in some spots pull the color out. And I think that helps. Still keep a lot of white in there, but just kind of pull some of the color out. Now what are we left with? We're left with the snowflakes and all of that, right? So for that I picked, was it the light blue? Or was this light blue? I think that was aquamarine. Let's see what the lake. It was a darker blue, and I'm trying to, yeah, that's it. I just want a frosty look on it, and I liked the way this color turned out. So now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to pick it up, and I'm just going to do little dots around the snowflakes. Just dots, because it's just to put a little bit of frosty color. And the shape already does that, but I don't know, you want it to have that cold blue feel, right? That's what I thought anyways. And you know, let me just say, I am in pretty new to this. So if I can do this, it's because I've watched videos. It's because I've practiced. I can't draw a horse. You know what I mean? I'm not in any way artistically inclined. And I like, oh, I messed that up. I'm just gonna do some dots on here. I think I do okay with these. And I'm just gonna dot along the dots. Oop, missed that line, so be a little more careful. I kind of have my brush farther away, hoping you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna dot. So if I can do it, anybody can do this. Practice, and relaxing and fun. So you need to relax, man. Say, okay, I need to relax. I'm going to go in and I'm going to take the watercolors. And it's not like you got to deal with that palette and get the water and the trays and all that. You take a little marker and you put a little ink down and then you pick it up with your brush. So what do we think about her? I like these little cutie girls, of course I do, because otherwise I wouldn't have them, right? Thing is, how do I want to put this? Some of them are Christmassy. Personally, I don't see this as Christmassy. I see this, okay, very wintry, but not really Christmassy. So, I mean, I don't know how everybody feels about that. But that's what I thought. Anyways, now what I want to do is take... This was the color I used. Some blue. Or whichever color you decide to do. And I don't want her just floating in the air. I want her to have some body, some ground, some whatever, you know. So I'm going to take a bit... Ooh, what happened to the brush I used last night? There it is. It's a bigger brush, but I'm not going to go too big because I want to be able to get in also. So I'm just going to wet the brush. I'm going to pick up the color in very loosely. I'm just going to go around. Okay, now. If you've seen the card that I made, you will know that I didn't keep the small border on it. No, I brought it out because I wanted to. But to start with, I just did it very small. And I was a little bit, careful. Because I don't really want to get it on the picture. I just kind of want to outline her in the color. Okay. And I'm using quite a bit of water doing it. And it gives a little bit more of a watercolor effect. Okay. I think I might have got that on it more than I wanted to, but that's okay too, I guess. So I'm just going to do the thin border. And I'm staying away, trying to stay away from the stuff that's already colored because I don't want to move that color in. You know what I mean? I want to keep that color separated. This is an outline. Now what you could do is just try to move this a little bit. Or you can add more color in, and what I would do, what I try to do, is try to get it a little lighter. Maybe it doesn't have to be a lot lighter, but just to kind of fade out a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to try to even this out some because just for shaping reasons, I guess. And like I said, I will use more water during this because I want it to have more of that watercolor look almost. And you can blend or not blend it. What did you want? Oh, I didn't want that one to be that dark. So let me just do this and pull from some of this. And this is something kind of new for me, so let's see how everybody likes it when I'm done, I guess. And more water, just to try to blend it better. I didn't really get into the so I guess I'll have to go back with that. Take some water and just kind of even it out. So it doesn't, I don't know how to explain that, but I didn't get in here. And I just want to go with a light little bit so it doesn't look odd and out of place. Okay. So here's my little girl with her blue background. So now she looks like she's in the sky. Some people would do a shadow, and we could do that. Let me see. I'm not very good at the shadow, so I kind of do stay away from that. But what I'll do, you can take a different color, or you could just go strong in and just kind of go under her a little bit and pull it out. And that just kind of gives her shadow. And see, as you can see, I'm not very good with the shadow, so I usually try to stay away from that. So I guess the shadow shouldn't have been here. It should have just been kind of over here, but anyways, it is what it is. It is. Yeah, I like the way the line around her turned out right here and over here. I like that. To me, that's pretty. Okay, so here's my card. Right, the blank, the white, the green. Let's see how she looks on the green. She's still wet. How do we like that? Is she pretty? See, I got a lot of work to do with hair, I think. I'm pretty happy with how I'm coming on everything else, but the hair, maybe I just got too much there. You know what I mean? I don't know. Or maybe I need to add more dark in some of these other spots. I don't know. But there she is, our cute little girl. Do we want to add pink cheeks? I don't feel like that right now. She probably would because it's cold, right? Oh, I hadn't even thought about pink cheeks. So, we could do Christmas wishes just right there. Snowflake kisses. Have a magical Christmas. I like that one. So that's the one I'm going to do. And I'm just going to put it straight on the card. The card is calling for it right there. Okay. And you could do this in a color. I'm going to stick with the black. I'm going to use the Nouveau Hybrid. I wonder if these will work with alcohol then. I thought I tried them on something, they didn't work. Maybe that was the alcohol, but we will have to try them again. Now that stamp doesn't look straight. And I like to have it. It's going to be hard enough to make sure it's straight on here. If it's not straight on here, it's going to be impossible to get it straight on here. Have a magical Christmas. I like the way it goes right on the stamps. Of course, these are the good photopolymer stamps. Everybody talks about it has the great smell and all that, and I don't. To me, it smells like fuel. Have a magical Christmas. See, that card called for it stamped straight on, in my opinion. You can fancy this up. You can, glue things if you want more dimension on it. You can, have the flower. There's a flower stamp or something. You can have that coming out the sides or whatever. But I am keeping it simple because it is a watercolor. And that's my card. I'm just going to glue it down. And while I'm doing that, I just remind you. Okay, I filled one up. Where did it go? This is not the one I filled up. That's not the one I filled up. I filled one up. Wow, I can't believe I got 3 of them out here. Holy smokes. Just goes to show how often I'm losing these things, right? Okay, let me start with the base. So you can, if you're not a subscriber, I've got a giveaway, 800 subscriber giveaway. And you can go back to, was it my last video? And you can see my giveaway. And if you would like to help us get 200 subscribers so I can give that away, man, I really want to do that. I really want to give it away. I'm excited to do it, and I'm only halfway. After all this time, I'm only halfway, and I want my subscribers to check in with me. I'm missing people, and I'm worried that they're not okay. So please, if you have commented or anything on here before, please do so again so that I know everybody's okay. It's a scary time right now, and I worry too much much about people. Well, not too much. I guess it's good to care, but I think about it. Oh, I wonder why I haven't heard from her. Oh, and I haven't heard from her. So, just pop in and say, just put a hello, hi, you know. Please let me know you're okay. That's all. Okay, there we go. So, do not try to use the markers for the background. Do not try the quick dry with water. Nouveau Hybrid, they do work with water, which is good to know because the reason I got those was because they're a small pad and I can take them if I'm traveling or something, and they're going to be smaller to take with me. And that's why I got them originally, and look how it's good. And there's a lot of colors in them, so they stamped a good image. So I just have to try them on the alcohol marker, I guess. Maybe that'll be... I wanted the next video to be working from that Tonic magazine, but maybe we can get to trying these with some alcohol markers. Alright, there's the card, nice and simple. Probably something I would give to somebody that's not especially religious. I would not give this Christmas card to somebody I didn't know pretty good. The reason being, if they were religious, they might find it offensive. And some of you maybe don't understand that, but some Christians, they don't want the fairies and stuff because that's, kind of against some religions, these magical creatures and stuff. And then you're mixing it with Christmas. Now, personally, that's not me. I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have ordered them. But I'm just saying that some people... And so, try to consider that. Try to consider the people's beliefs before you send a card. Make sure it's an appropriate card that you're sending. So if I know that somebody's not especially religious, I don't want to send them a very religious card. I don't want to offend. I don't know, maybe that's wrong, but that's the way I like to consider other people and their feelings, and maybe that's wrong, but anyways. Okay, everybody, thanks for joining, and I hope you join me for my next one.